welcome back to another What Everybody Wednesday and another episode of the What Everybody podcast. On today's episode, Ryan's got ants in the pants. Let's see what he's talking about. We touch base on a little current affairs in the music world. Tommy Lee, what's going on with that guy? So with that, sit back, grab yourself a pack of Magnums, some barbecued ribs, because I mentioned that last week, because they always sound good. So with no further ado, Ryan and Jonny. Welcome back to another episode of the What Everybody podcast.
That's right.
That's right. Hey, Harrison.
What up, dude? Hey, same room, fist bump.
Same room, fist
that
bump.
That weird out because you just washed your hands?
I just washed my hands. I'm going to do something new today. I'm going to get a...
Unprecedented?
I'm going to get hippie. I'm going to take my shoes off.
Okay. Why?
I want to get comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know...
All right.
I just got done rehearsal.
Yeah?
And...
so it's going to smell all
I'll give you a little
footy.
musk. A little musk.
It's going to smell musty in here?
A little musky. But I got real comfortable socks on and it's carpet, you know?
Do your thing.
And because it's sunny, we always have really clean carpet, so it's cool to...
Yeah.
You know.
Dude, I got ants.
You got ants? In your pants?
No, that'd be funny. My bungalow.
Your bungalow's got ants.
It's got ants. And they're in the kitchen. So it's like, there you go, get it out. They're in the kitchen.
Where in the kitchen? Like on the counter?
This, like coming from the sink. They're like coming out of the sink and stuff. And then so I went underneath the sink, and somebody that had lived there in the past, there was like ant killer, like spray can underneath. So this has been something that obviously somebody else has dealt with before, you know. So I sprayed some of that ant killer shit, but...
Is it working? Why do you think?
Well,
it
ants? Works, but I'm spraying the ant killer shit on the kitchen sink where I cook
ants in?
Food.
Usually they're coming.
I don't know. Probably the deliciousness of my food smells.
No, but they don't come off a smell. Like I think there's actually got to be food. Because you ever see those up close videos of ants where they're actually carrying breadcrumbs amongst a group of them? They're like rolling down the road with a fucking breadcrumb.
I mean, I'm not necessarily afraid for my life, but if I was in like the Amazon or something and I had this many ants, I would be taking it pretty seriously. Hey guys, episode 61, what's happening?
61.
I think you already said hi.
I did say hi.
I feel off today, so I'm
Ryan
gonna try
is off today. We're gonna figure out if we can align him.
A little off today. I need a little.
Sonny's got a really
alignment?
Good chiropractor. I think you've gone to him before.
Oh yeah, no, I don't feel off like that. I feel off.
I know. You feel off up here, but maybe if you went and you had your back centered, maybe that'd correct the brain.
But my back feels okay. I don't have
the spine goes to the brain.
This guy, back problems, they don't mix.
You don't have back problems?
None. I used to.
You're not athletic enough.
Oh, you know what, dude? I'll race you. Literally, put your shoes back on. We'll out, literally, and I'll race you.
Hands.
What's that have to do with anything?
I use them while I'm exercising. I hit shit.
Drums.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might want to be specific.
My hands.
Yeah.
And that's why I got all these bumps on them. I run.
You don't?
No. There's moments of running. Like if there's a coyote chasing me. Maybe.
What's with you and coyotes lately?
Did I tell you about the coyote when I came home the other day?
Yeah, he was following you through the boulevard.
The Chandler Boulevard, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw another one the other day. I thought the other night I was parking my car.
You thought the other night?
No, listen. I'll get that. My words are fucked up. I'm the word man.
I cut you off sometimes. My bad.
Not sometimes, all the time. So, but I cut you off worse. They call me the interrupter. That's my nickname.
I agree.
You know, I parked my car last night, and I see a cat. And my first thought is, oh no, cat, a coyote's going to eat you. That's what I'm thinking in my head, right? But then I'm looking at this cat. It looks like a kitten. However, it looks as big as a full-grown house cat. Like a big house cat, like tall, but skinny. Real tall.
See yourself a mountain lion?
But it had a really small head. Do mountain lions have small heads? It was white. The dude, I was just like, maybe that is not a house cat. I thought it looked like a baby bobcat. But I don't think we have bobcats around here, do we?
Yeah, I don't know. I would say it's more likely... Well, that'd be weird for a mountain lion to be...
But it would be weird to see a coyote where I was at, too.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, it's far off the mountain.
Yeah.
They gotta be real fucking hungry or thirsty or some shit.
Is there... Well, I mean,
but its head was real small. I was like, dude, that doesn't.
dude, there's so many different breeds of cats out there.
But it had no collar.
Yeah, it was a wildcat.
It looked like a wildcat, and it looked like a wildcat that was like a full-grown house cat, but it was obviously a kitten, that like a face of a kitten.
You know what I bet it was?
What?
A puma.
A puma.
A puma. All cats are pumas. Did you know that?
Do you know the picture of it?
No, I don't.
It's the puma from the.
But please keep doing it though. I got pumas on. Check it out. Yeah, see, puma.
They're weird pumas. They're like a puma basketball shoe.
Don't shit talk my shoes.
I'm not shit talking. I just made an observation. Weird is an observation. It's a noun. Pronoun, right?
It's a mean observation. Come from the guy that bought pink shoes. I got weird ones.
They're a magenta, bro. Magenta.
I like them. Whatever.
They're a magenta.
So, did you wake up this morning to Tommy Lee's dick pic like everybody else?
What are you talking about?
Tommy Lee posted a dick pic on Instagram this morning.
I don't follow Tommy Lee.
Well, I don't either, but I read the news whenever I woke up, and it was like everywhere. Just like full on bathtub, full frontal Tommy Lee dick pic.
Did he get
on Instagram?
You're not allowed to post.
No, you're not. And that was the thing. Like, people were saying, like, well, how come if a girl posts like something a little bit scandalous, her account gets suspended for 30 days or whatnot? But like Tommy Lee posted dick pic, and it wasn't taken down for like 3 hours.
Do you think it has anything to do with that his Hulu TV show thing is up for a nomination right now, and they're trying to like?
I don't think,
because the reality of it is that's about him and Pamela Anderson.
Yeah.
And that's the big dick whole thing. Dude, here's a real funny story, real quick.
It's just weird though.
You know, check it out. So speaking of Tommy Lee's dick.
Best segue ever.
So back when that porno was out, Chad's like, yo, you want to see it? I'm like, no, I don't want to see it. I go, what if I was to meet the fucking guy anytime in the near future? He goes, you're not going to meet him. I said, so we put it on. I'm like, oh my God, you guys got to, and then I was like, it would be horrible if I ever met him. So like 3 weeks later.
3
weeks later, no lie, Huey's dad gets us backstage we talked about this. We just talked about it. He gets us the backstage at the Electric Factory. And I was like, oh my God, that, like, I'm shaking his hand. I'm like, this guy's got the most giant cock ever.
Nice.
Dude, it's not normal looking. It's like a fucking pepper shaker you see in a fucking like.
He's like, my eyes are up here. My eyes are up here.
How do you travel around with that thing? How do you sit in a drum stool with that thing? That's got to be a pain in the ass.
I don't know, man. I've never sat at a drum stool.
He's probably a tucker.
Tucker. He's a tucker.
Yo, Tommy, can we call you Tucker?
Can we call you Tucker?
Yo, Tucker Tommy Lee.
Tommy Tucker Lee.
Tommy Tucker Lee. That's funny. That's a funny shit.
Yeah, but why would you?
We're gonna hashtag that on this.
It's got to be because his caption was "Oops."
You don't do that unless you want to be in the news. Really.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It's like disturbing in a lot of ways. What if like there's underage kids watching that? Not that I care, but like it's kind of weird. It's
straight up. Well, the unsolicited aspect of any of that is the weird part.
Didn't we all once?
Guys are gross, dude.
Listen. Speaking of unsolicited, I forget what city we were in, but we all sent a dick pic to Candace.
We were on Hollywood, and that was funny.
That was after we played the PV shop, wasn't it?
Yeah, we went
to El Compadre.
El Compadre.
Yeah. Is that where we did it?
Yeah. That was funny.
It was funny because
that was funny.
She's like our sister.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, look, whose dick is whose? She saved him or looked at him. She claims she didn't. I call bullshit.
I guess we'll never know.
One day she will. We'll be like in our 80s. Me and her will be like fucking taking a walk with some rockers around the fucking.
It'd be like the scene on Titanic or something. You're walking towards the main bow, and she's like, "I just wanted to let you know." And you're like, you're walking both slowly, but she stops you, and she goes, "I looked."
I knew you did.
I knew it. My life is complete.
I knew it. That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Whoa, where's that coming from?
Wow.
Yeah, it's the laughs. I'm still a little bit, I'm still getting over the stuff. I think I have allergies. I think the bungalow's giving me allergies.
Cough from allergies.
Yeah, you do.
No, you don't. You sneeze, you blow your nose.
I've been doing that too.
When you're coughing consistently, it's an infection inside your lungs. That's not allergies.
Well, I'm not coughing consistently. I'm coughing today. I'm not even coughing today. Don't give me symptoms.
Don't get me sick.
I'm not going to.
Listen, everybody.
Yes,
If
document
this dude
this.
gets me
Document
sick,
this.
if I have to start a tour sick because of Harris,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna be happy about that.
Well, you shouldn't be.
I'm shaking my leg. You see this?
Get out of my head. Get out of your head.
This is leg shaking, but I got no shoes on today.
Is that a nervous shake because you don't want to be sitting in my vicinity?
Ugh, I got anxiety.
I'll put a mask. You want to put a mask on?
No.
I'm not being passive aggressive.
No.
I'll put it on.
No.
I'll put it on.
No.
Okay. What do you got for me? Say something funny.
Funny.
Dance for me.
I've been very busy. I've been getting ready to leave in a few days.
Yeah.
And man, this one creeped up on me. It just creeped up on me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in what way? Going on tour.
Well, I guess the reality of it is every tour creeps up on me.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like so focused on like taking care of loose ends on the tour that oh shit, I got to do laundry. I got to make sure I have this. I got to make sure I have that. I got to make sure I have this, and that.
Yeah, I think I got it.
How am I going to get to the airport? Right. You got a Valium?
Those are that's like your inner dialogue.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
Yeah. I think partially what it is like you plan months ahead for that kind of thing.
This tour's been in the works, like no lie. This has been 9 months in the planning.
And then so it's forever far away until it's not. And then when it's not, you're like, oh shit.
Well, yeah, like it just creeped on me. And we just got back. It seems like, I mean, it's almost 2 months since we got back now.
Yeah.
But it seems like that was yesterday, and all of a sudden it's just like,
yeah,
what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then there's November right behind it. Like I'm already working. We got November coming right.
What are we gonna do for the man? You make this podcast difficult.
Why?
I don't know. Are we gonna do podcasts while you're on the road?
This one we should. The one in November we won't. That won't be long enough. We might be able to record a couple ahead of time.
I like that idea. That idea.
But I'm gone for 5 weeks on this one. So
that's a long one.
Yeah. So
is it worth it?
Of course.
Yeah.
I always feel mentally well when I get back.
Yeah.
Because
you did something.
I'm doing something productive. But like, I also like drumming is at my exercise. I do get a lot of like heart movement.
Oh, this is you leading back to the you work out and run kind of bullshit.
I'm a runner.
Yeah.
So
an athlete.
Naturally.
Yeah. Does track
I'd
pants.
bet you 10-1 who would sweat more in a show, motherfucker.
What's that have to do? You or me?
Me, yeah. That's a.
Well, you would.
What's that?
You would.
Right, because I'm burning more calories because I'm doing more exercise.
Or you're just a sweater.
Maybe.
I would also wager that you'd snot more than me.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
No, I just feel better when I get back. I feel productive.
Yeah.
And then idle time is bad for me.
You got a little grease in your pockets.
I can't tell you how many conversations I have with myself. It's a nonstop thing. Last night I got busted. I was walking in my living room. I was pacing, having a conversation out loud with myself when I thought my girlfriend was asleep. And out comes my girlfriend. I'm like, hey. I'm just talking to myself.
What were you?
I was having a deep conversation, but it was with somebody that I'm going to have a conversation with in the next few days.
Oh.
So I was like talking out an actual conversation.
Oh, that's odd. What were you?
I'm not talking about that. That's not. Don't even go there. It's not happening. Don't even waste your time.
Oh, well, now I know what I need to do.
Well, I'm not going to tell you.
No,
what I was
okay,
talking about.
Fine. But you were working some things out.
I was working some things out. How
were you replying to yourself?
Was I what?
Were you replying to yourself? Like you're assuming what this person's going to say to you?
Yes.
What is that?
No, not necessarily. But replying to answers that I definitely heard them.
So were you giving yourself different answers to like be prepared for different situations? Yeah. Like, yes, I'll do this.
And when she walked out, I felt stupid.
Why would that make you feel stupid?
You ever get busted talking to yourself?
Not that I can recall.
Well,
but
then when you do, come back to me and tell me what feels stupid about
why
it.
wouldn't you just, one, it's your girlfriend. Why wouldn't you just laugh and be like, this is what I was doing?
I did. I said I was talking to myself.
Okay. No.
I still felt stupid.
Yeah. Huh.
No, embarrassed.
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 I felt embarrassed.
Embarrassed.
Of the M kind.
M kind. You're learning. You're getting it. You're getting it.
I felt embarrassed.
Of the M kind?
Of the M persuasion.
What's the M persuasion?
Like embarrassed.
Oh, embarrassed.
I felt embarrassed.
I was
pig Latin.
embarrassed in the M.
In the vein of M.
In the vein of, I love it. I love it. I love
Dude.
it. That's good. That's
Okay,
good.
so anyone listening, we're doing this at night, and we normally do this in like the morning or
And
afternoon.
it's been like I literally just got done.
So this feels weird. I feel weird.
I
So
don't
if I'm
feel
coming
weird.
across as weird, well, maybe I'm just weird. But
I feel tired today though because I've had a long day.
do you have you have your coffee right there? There's no excuse.
Yeah, I know, but this is probably my second cup or something, so
Yeah.
it doesn't have the same punch as the first cup.
Man.
That first cup in the morning, man, I love that.
I haven't been drinking coffee.
Yeah, maybe you should.
No, caffeine weirds me out, man. And I take my leave of it often. I do like it though.
What do you got on your list over there?
Well, did you see Ozzy played a couple songs the other night with Black Sabbath?
No.
Yeah, first time
Where?
old Ozman was.
Ozzy just went through a fucking weird, like, bad, scary thing recently. What was that
He has-
surgery about?
I think he has Parkinson's, doesn't he?
Yeah, but he went on a surgery that they, like, it was about a month ago, where he went into, like, a surgery. It was on a Monday, and they were like,
Yeah.
they said it was, like, a really big, like,
Oh, really?
really big fucking deal. Like, they almost were implying, like, I think they even said, everyone pray, which is like, oh, God, what, do they think he might die or something?
Also, I don't know if that's the memo that's going to get across. You know, Prince of Darkness. I don't think you pray for the Prince of Darkness, do you? Maybe you do.
So he's a prince.
That's true. It's also a legend. No, he did. So they did. It was
Was it
what
at a
was it?
show or
No. It was
like an award show or some shit?
They did like 3 songs at like the closing ceremonies of like some kind of, I guess it would be like X Games in England or something. I forget. I don't remember what they're called, but they did like 3 songs.
What
And,
songs?
Iron Man, Paranoid, and 3. So
Still Bill Ward played drums?
no, they had
Tommy Clufetus?
Tommy Clufetus. So it was Black Sabbath.
Well, yeah, he's been playing with Sabbath.
Yeah, but it was just good to see because I didn't realize that he hasn't made a live performance.
How's
in
he look?
3 years, dude. 3 years.
How'd he look?
He looks older. He's kind of got the gray coming in now, but I mean, what he's
70.
70 something. Yes, I mean like
You know what, man? Here's a topic. This shit trips me out, and it trips me out because I'm getting older. And with every year comes a
turn.
a what? Don't fuck up my train of thought right now, please. With every year, it becomes more and more realistic that, like, death is a real thing to me.
Oh, fun.
Listen, I'm not getting dark. This isn't a dark thing. This is life, and everybody goes through it. So it should be something that everybody, we're all going to die someday, and we're all going to get older, and we're all going to.
Not me.
Okay, we're all gonna, have to deal with it one day. So it trips me out when Ozzy. I read that thing about him getting this surgery that could be real.
Bad.
Yeah. So then I went down a rabbit hole of watching like old Black Sabbath and like fucking like went back to like early shit, like the late 60s to like, like 73, 74, they were playing the California Jam and fucking Ozzy's wearing like these heels like this fucking big and shit.
Yeah. They kind of didn't look metal.
But they sure sounded.
They sounded it.
Yeah.
But
but it was a time though where like
he was wearing all white and stuff.
Yeah, but that was the time of like just like what they hadn't figured it out yet. Let's put it that way. Or maybe they did, or maybe they just were going through a phase. Like I want to dress like David Bowie too, or something. Like who knows? Because I was around Stardust at the time. Anyway, and then you see him today, like in like what you're talking about. Because I saw pictures, and it's like life happens. And every time I see another example, we've talked about this before with Chevy Chase. When I hadn't seen Chevy Chase before, and I just picture Chevy Chase from Fletch and fucking Vacation, and then all of a sudden I see him and he's an old man. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it freaks me the fuck out.
Yeah.
So that shit, the fact that I've had a lot of close people, like the two closest people in my life die on me, and the fucking like, with them passing, it's changed a perspective in me.
Yeah.
That has really fucking just shook shit up. Like, where like ever since the second one went, I have not been the same.
Well, nor should you.
Right. I also got COVID at the same time, and I wonder how much. Because they always talk, they don't know anything about COVID, but like it definitely affects the neurological system. And, I even Googled the other day, about like side effects year after type shit. Because, like I definitely.
How do they even know that?
Well,
I guess they
at this point, they
a year, but.
Yeah, it's been almost 3.
Yeah.
We're coming up on 3. We're in the 3rd year.
That's crazy.
Yeah, right. So, but the point I'm saying is I got COVID. And while I had COVID is when I found out about the one person Huey passing. And ever since then, I have not been the same mentally. I just see a lot of shit in a little bit different perspective. And when I see stuff like Ozzy or Chevy Chase, it has a whole different fucking perspective on me these days.
Yeah,
because both people who passed, it wasn't like they were old people passing. They were like young people. Like they shouldn't have gone at that age.
Yeah.
Kind of stuff.
We got band practice going on here.
That's all right, fine. Whatever. We're still talking.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. We're talking into the microphones.
We should do a live band practice review. People next to us are
when they start playing.
If you hear it, sorry.
Yeah, when they start playing a song, we can stop, try to listen, and then we will review. But it's been really like a weird thing, like those things, because there's a lot of them, man. Eddie Van Halen. I've been seeing a lot of. I follow this thing on Instagram, like Nostalgia something or another, and they show all these great pictures from like the 70s and shit, and 60s and 80s, whatever. And there's a picture of Eddie from '78. Him with his fucking cool
just so youthful and like cool looking,
and he's dead.
Yeah.
Perspective.
Now,
and it's not like he died. He was in his 60s and died.
Arguably,
or he was 60. Maybe
you could say that Ozzy and Eddie both rode planet Earth.
That's not the point. I'm getting
they had their vices.
But that's not what I'm not talking why they go at their age. I'm talking about the fact that it trips me out that people like these people. For me, anyways, when I was a kid, they were, like they were very untouchable, and they're like the superstars, and they were
gods,
like, right? Like Olivia Newton-John just died. Like that literally made me cry. Like I cried, because like such a part of my childhood in a lot of ways,
Yeah.
And it was like, it's just crazy because I still picture her and whatever,
just being youthful, pretty.
Twist of Fate,
yeah,
or Grease or whatever, like in Let's Get Physical, like you're saying,
She sang that? I don't know much about her.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, she sang
like
a lot.
Respect
She sang a
and
lot.
Sad.
You Google fucking songs of her songs, you'd probably know every one of her big hits.
Yeah,
guaranteed you would. The point is, like, it's just like if we sat there and thought about it. When I was a kid, my father once said to me, they were pissed off because. I was sitting in the back seat with my mom and dad, and I was, I didn't want to stay home by myself. And one of none of my older brothers wanted to watch me, so I guess I fucked up my parents' plans. They let me know it, that they weren't happy about it.
That they had to watch you?
That they had to watch me, yeah. Because I was the youngest of 4. They were done with this bullshit. You're 10 years old and can't watch yourself. Stop being such a pussy. That's...
Well...
Whatever, dude. Whatever. I was a fearful kid. So they let me know it, and we're driving. I'll never forget this, dude. When you pull out of my driveway and you're going out, you go this way, down Michael Road, which is where I live. We turned right on Rotterdam, and Rotterdam took us out to Middle Holland Road, or out to Holland Road. And we were driving up Rotterdam Road in the neighborhood, and my dad says to me, he goes, we're not always going to be around. Or he goes, we won't be here forever, or something along those lines. And I was so young, I consciously remember the thought of, yeah, but that's years and years away. My dad's been dead now 7 years, man.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a heavy thing to say to a kid.
He was making a point of like, you better get used to being on your own.
Yeah. That's
The way he made the point may not like the most couthful way of going about it, but
fact remains.
There was a point to be made.
It's
like,
not
yo,
wrong.
like, I'm not always going to be here to take care of you.
Well,
And you know what? They taught me more of those lessons later.
you know, son, I'm not always going to be here to wipe for you.
But that's the thing is, you never think that day's going to come. And it's going to come. Just like I remember moving here however long ago it was that I came here, and that it's been that amount of time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you take that amount of time and add that to where I am right now, it's like, whoa, dude, like, okay, now you're creeping towards the end.
Heavy day.
Well, okay, so it's fucking heavy. It's on my mind and I'm saying it.
Yeah.
It is
No.
what it is. I'm just saying, because like you're talking about Ozzy,
Yeah.
and it's like Ozzy's gonna die soon. Let's call it what it is. The guy's, I don't know, maybe 10 years, hopefully.
Hopefully we have some time with the
Yeah,
old
I'm
Oz,
sure,
man.
yeah, I'm not trying to say like, oh, go, you know what I'm saying, but
You
like,
know-
it's gonna happen. Then it was gonna be like, wow, Ozzy died. You know what? Fucking Taylor Hawkins, 50.
Yeah, that was crazy. This trip out here has kind of like made me think thoughts that I haven't thought in a while because, being at home and staying in and all that sort of changes you mentally a little bit, and then I come back out here.
Imagine what it did to fucking kids who didn't go to school and got stuck in the house when they're in their fucking
I wonder,
formation stages.
I wonder, yes, I've thought about that too, but I also wonder, like, what's the age that got affected the most? Is there, like...
I would say high school students.
Maybe young... Well, here, and I'll devil's advocate for you.
Okay.
Maybe
Real
they
quick,
have
don't
that
lose your
mindset.
thought, though, what you were just
let me
saying,
speak,
because
let
I
me
want to
speak.
know what you were saying.
Well, I'm trying to say it so I don't lose my thought.
All right.
Maybe they, like you said when you were a kid...
Got
like,
frisky there, didn't he?
Well, you yell at me for cutting you off. I never yell at you for cutting
when
me
did
off.
I yell at you?
Just let me get my point out.
Well,
Maybe a kid is young enough that they still have that, like, oh, well, that's years in the future mindset, so they don't think about being locked down as negatively as somebody that, like, maybe there's a magical age where, like, oh, well, your life's just going to be different now because you can't do what you used to do. And I think about that and it trips me out. And I had a point and I lost it because Johnny cuts me off.
That wasn't because I cut you off, because you changed the fucking topic. You were talking about this is what happens when you sit in your house.
Oh, and then
that's what you were fucking saying.
and
I just said, could you imagine how fucked up the kids are? And then we went down a different rabbit holes. And I just
went to talk about
look at the fucking segue back.
Boy, this is a bad podcast. And then I went to
Why is this a bad podcast?
because I'm saying so.
Because you're being self-deprecating.
A little bit. It's been a weird day. Like I said, I've had a weird day. Okay, this is part of that.
All right,
but
okay. All right, let it all out.
I'm trying to be loosey-goosey and take it a day at a time.
All right,
is my end-all point.
Let's get back to what happens by staying in the house.
You get weird.
Example.
Can I? You're a dick, but I can't say you're wrong.
And you're also out there like, man, I know where you live. It's not like you're out like when you go to
You
the
mean when I'm staying here or where I moved back to?
where you move back to.
Yeah. Well, it's the woods.
Yeah, and it's like
Peaceful though.
it's peaceful, but like I guess the point I'm making is when I go to the grocery store, it's like I'm out in the hustle and bustle.
Yeah.
And that in itself is being out and about. You're just not used to being around lots of people, I don't think.
Perhaps.
And a lot of people, and this is the part that trips me out that I'm going to go with you on here. Everybody I know has gotten back to normal life, going out to shows, doing all sorts of fucking activities. I don't do that. It's not because I won't go in public. It's because I don't know how to interact in public anymore. Yeah. That's what it is.
Well, I mean, I'm out here for a couple of days. I do a band rehearsal and go to lunch, and then I went and saw a friend, and the next day I woke up sick. Now, this was 2 weeks ago now, and I'm not trying to freak you out about that now, but these are thoughts that go through my head. It's like, I've been a safe person, or whatever they're saying to be safe.
You're going to get it eventually. Who cares? If you got it.
But that mindset's bullshit.
It's not bullshit. There's no way that your brother hasn't had it yet. He probably had it and just thought it was a fucking flu. Because the reality of it is, he's a teacher. He's around kids. There's no way anybody in that environment couldn't get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and he's got a daughter who goes to school. There's no, it's just, you know,
But none of, I mean,
if you don't get it bad, most people don't die from it. That's the thing. It's like a lot of people did die from it early on. Nowadays, nobody's going to die from it.
Well, I'm a hypochondriac.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, I'm telling you, I had it. And I had it in one of the bad versions of it. And the worst thing about it was losing my smell and taste. Besides that, it was kind of like the flu. It kind of wasn't like the flu.
Yeah.
I kind of ached one day. I didn't ache this day. I felt better that day. I didn't feel better that day. I had a scratchy throat this time. That was the start of it. Just so you know, if the scratchy throat was your first thing you felt, that was my first symptom. I never had a fever.
No, I didn't have a fever.
Never had a fever.
You're starting to trip me out.
But the bottom
I
line
had
is,
2 negative tests, though.
people, that's why I'm saying you got to get one of the PCR tests, because like that's like a more thorough test.
Well, we'll cross that bridge when
and you know
we
what,
come
dude, who
to
cares? If you don't feel well, this is what everybody should do. If you don't feel well, at least if you're going to be around people, wear a fucking mask.
I've worn a mask everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't have one on here. Because
That's the cool thing about California, is that you can still wear a mask around here and nobody's going to think you're weird, because a lot of people still wear them. Where I know that if you go to some states, Florida, Texas, weird places like that, and I say they're weird places like that because the people who live there, who think like I do, also think it's a weird fucking place to live. But with that being said, you go there and wear a mask, people look at you funny, say things to you.
Yeah.
And they were saying things to me in the heart of the pandemic. I went to go visit my mom in Florida.
I partially invite
on.
that. I partially invite that. If you're going to say something to me for wearing a mask, or you're going to say something to me for doing what I think is the best interest for me.
I saw the coolest,
Cool.
I saw the coolest video this morning when I was on the shitter. That's right. I check out videos on the shitter. What can I say? We all look at our phones. We talked about the year that it changed, that cell phones became a thing you had to bring to the toilet.
We did. We established it. 2007.
Right. So don't laugh at me like I'm freaky, because you do it too. What videos you watch this morning? We'll get to it. So I'm watching that Beto guy who's running against the.
I saw this.
Yeah, the guy. This is awesome. The guy who lost his legs probably because of karma, because he's a psychopath. The governor.
Make a little bit of sense.
What?
Make a little bit of sense. Oh, is that
Abbott.
what happened? He lost his legs?
Greg Abbott used to have his legs, but he don't have his legs anymore.
Okay, I'm gonna be a big dummy here, and I know I'm cutting you off, but I saw a video of him in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
How long's he been in a wheelchair?
For a while. I don't know his story, but I know that he used to have his legs, and he was in an accident and lost his legs. Oh. Moving on. Beto, I think's his name, who's running against him. He was doing a speech in some kind of town hall somewhere.
Yeah.
And he was talking about AK-14s or
AR-15s.
What are they called?
AR-15s.
AR-15s. They're military weapons, and he's getting really passionate about how can you go in there and buy them with no background check? And some guy was laughing, and he just looks at the guy and goes, "You can laugh, motherfucker, but I don't think it's funny." Yeah. And that guy's running for governor. It's like that right there makes me go, "I'm voting for this fucking guy."
Well, whenever I heard
just like
that,
the way he dealt with it.
But
it was
whenever I heard that,
fuck
though,
yeah, finally a dude with balls.
Right, but I just got nervous that somebody was going to put the spin on it. Like, well, you can't talk like that. Of course,
Fox News definitely put the spin on it.
You can't talk like that. You're swearing, saying MF in front of...
What did Ted Cruz, he comes out, he goes, "My 3 pronouns are kiss my ass." It's like, I want to punch you in the face, you bitch.
Yeah,
it's like, Jesus Christ.
Don't bring up these topics on my day of weirdness. Yeah. I don't like them.
Yeah, Johnny, I don't like them on any day. I don't like them on any day.
I don't either. They're all trolls.
It's crazy.
They're all trolls. They're all trolls. They're all trolls. I'll say it one more time. Say it with me. They're all trolls. Thank you. So we've gone over the gender reveal things in the past, you know. Found a video that I'm a fan of. You know, if your gender reveal involves like explosives, I think you're an asshole. If it's a cupcake, I think that's fun. If it's a balloon...
No, I think the time you showed me about a bottle rocket coming out of somebody's asshole, that was pretty fucking funny.
That wasn't a gender reveal. That was just...
It kind of was a gender reveal, because that guy showed he had a lot of balls.
That's fine. But I found this one, and
it's... I could just hear the guy go, "Ah!" If you haven't seen that, I think it was episode 2. Go back and watch that.
Hold your sack back. Hold your sack back. I'm not touching, dude. It's an asshole. I've watched that video, dude, more than probably most videos on the internet.
That's good. That one's and the one
Sam's butt rocket. Google that shit.
There's one video that I always get a kick out of. It's a video of a baby. She wants to try wasabi, and she keeps going, wasabi, and mom's like, no, you don't want this, and she keeps saying, she goes, you sure? She goes, wasabi, and she puts a little bit of wasabi on the baby's mouth, and the baby just goes, sits there and goes, and goes, help.
Really?
Help. After licking like the lips, because there's a tiny bit on the lips.
I don't know what to do.
There's a tiny bit on the lips. She goes, help.
I don't know what to do. My baby has an accent.
I've watched that one so much, and I always say whenever like my girlfriend says something that I don't really like so much, I'm like, help.
I can see you watching this one more than once.
Which one? Oh, you got one? You got a new one?
Yeah.
What?
A new gender review. Okay, so the video is dated 2019. It's not new, but it's new to me, and I thought it was funny.
Fair enough.
I'm bringing it to the podcast.
Bring it to the podcast. Podcast for the people. Remember that?
Podcast for the people. Check this out, dude. So this chick.
Oh, what the fuck? Wait, did she know her friends were there?
Yeah, I don't think this. See? Hang on, just what?
I'm so confused. What is going on? Did that really happen?
So,
What is going on? Anyway, I'm so confused. What did I just look at?
so a couple things. There was a girl that had blue powder in her butt, and she farted out the gender reveal.
How did she make herself fart?
I have a feeling it was very staged. And I have a
was
feeling
her,
that
was
lady
her
was.
friends there just... Were they excited because she farted, or were they excited because the way it worked, or were they excited it was going to be a boy?
I think they just were. I don't believe she's pregnant. I believe she's trying to be funny. She had her friends there, and she's like, "I'm gonna fart blue. This is like the best way to do a gender reveal." And I was like, partially, my rule of gender reveals with explosions now has to be altered.
What kind of explosion?
Right. Like an explosion.
That's not an explosion. Well, that's a gaseous explosion.
It's a gaseous explosion. You know?
It is.
So I got to revise my rules.
Rules revised.
How
did you find this? It looks like somebody's profile you're on.
Dude.
Whoa, you guys just got weird. That got all weird. How did you find that?
What do you mean it got weird? I was about to answer your question, and Johnny cut me off.
He's testy again.
Would you like me to now answer your question?
Please do.
I saw an article about gender reveals, and this was one of the ones that they were talking about.
What else is on that profile? Is there other stupid shit?
But look. So you think that she's not a farter?
Is that her fucking gimmick?
It's her gimmick.
She fucking looking. She's like
Projectiles it on there, man. This person's kind of my favorite.
Oh my God.
It's kind of my favorite person. Shout out Paige Ginn. You want to see more?
Yeah. It's a fucking classic. Describe what we're looking at to people.
So when I found the first video was included in an article on gender reveals, and that's where they said like this girl's not pregnant. She was just doing it as a gag. Her
Well,
friends
she
were there.
soon
It's
will
funny.
be with fucking tricks like that.
So that made me look at her profile, and she does it a bunch. So that's how I know that. I know that the fart was. Shout out Paige Ginn. The fart was real.
Let me ask you: have you gone diving at all to find out why this is her shtick? Because I would like to know, like, what made you say, you know what, farting is going to be my thing that's going to get me all
buddy,
the YouTube views or the Instagram or whatever.
That's a great question. I don't know the person to ask.
We got to get her on the podcast.
We should try. Check this. But look,
how many followers? Is she like one of those? I got hundreds of thousands of followers.
Yes.
She will never come on the podcast.
No. But watch this. This is my personal favorite.
Wait.
Check it out. It's the guy sleeping, and she just walks up and farts on his head.
Yeah, but he's not even. He doesn't even hear it.
No, he's sleeping.
Yeah, I know. That's cool.
Anyway, I thought that was
show
funny.
me more. Yeah, you didn't. That's not. I want to see the other good ones.
Those are the only 3 fart videos I could find.
What other videos she have? She do stupid shit.
I think she was like kind of like a jackass type person, because there's a video of her jumping into a cactus and it like goes through her arm. It's like she's in like the ER getting her arm like sewn back together and shit. She's just like kind of like a gag.
Is she Asian?
I don't think so. Well, buddy, let's wrap this up. What do you say? Got band practice going on full effect next to us right now.
I'll give my review. I actually think so far what I'm hearing, out of the corner of my my ear is it sounds pretty fucking good to me.
Let's see if we can hear, or like if the mic. Well, the mics aren't going to pick it up if you're singing over it. I'm not making fun. That's cool. Whatever.
Is this a cover song?
I don't know. Never heard it before.
Well, give me a second. He likes Creed, maybe.
It's kind of.
Actually, it's not just Creed. It's like the 90s.
Yeah. So it's probably
Thanks, Eddie Vedder.
Yeah. Well, why don't you wrap it up, buddy? You can use that voice. Wrap it up in your 90s Creed voice.
Thanks for joining us here. No.
Wrapping up a podcast.
Thanks for coming around for another episode. Episode 61. We're a little weird, but it's all right. We're always weird. It's the Whatever Buddy podcast. That means it's fucking whatever. You know what I'm saying, buddy? You got me. So go, subscribe, report, leave a comment, DM, do your thing. Do one of those thumbs up and ring the bell. I hear people say it. I don't even know what the fuck that shit means, but do it because apparently that helps us. Until next week, we will see you later. We're probably going to do some on the road back on Zoom because I'm leaving out on the tour, and that's going to happen. So
yeah,
we're going to be out on the road sometime and soon.
Well, that'll be fun.
It'll be a lot of fun. Until next week, thanks for joining us here on the Whatever Buddy podcast.
See ya.
Later.